Everybody, apparently the sound was not working at all, so I spoke for 10-15 minutes or so with no sound. So I'm really hoping that the sound is working on this. I've checked it as best as I can, and hopefully this will work this time. Apologies if it doesn't. If it doesn't, I'll figure out another way to get today's content up, because funnily enough, today's content is all about self-sabotage, which sometimes when things go wrong, we can let's stop dead in our tracks rather than actually saying, okay, how do I sort this out and how do I fix it? So you're all very welcome to Wednesday's live call inside the Facebook group Map Your Future ABA, the place where we go from A to B and then decide we're going to go for a bigger and brighter A. Yes, this is at a slightly later time than normal. Later today, this call will be on my YouTube channel, Map Your Future 25. And if you're watching on YouTube, do hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of the upcoming episodes. So without further ado, let me dive right into today. Today I want to talk about something that affects all of us, usually without us even realizing it. And that's self-sabotage. It's that frustrating pattern when we're just on the brink of success, when all of a sudden we find ourselves right back where we started. Sound familiar at all? I know it sounds familiar to me. Whether it's procrastination, self-doubt, or finding excuses not to press forward, we've all been there. But there is some good news around this. Self-sabotage isn't personal failure. It's a paradigm at work. So what's a paradigm? A paradigm explains our conditioning. A paradigm is a mental program or programs that's stored in the subconscious mind, and it's made up of deeply ingrained beliefs, habits, and thought patterns that control your behavior, often on automatic pilot without you even realizing it. The self-sabotage paradigm is one of the most common and most destructive. It's not that you're lazy or unmotivated. It's that your subconscious mind is trying to keep you in familiar territory, the familiar territory of your current paradigm, even if that paradigm is limiting you and not serving you at all. In other words, the paradigm wants to keep you exactly where you are right now. The paradigm, it hates change. It puts up a royal battle when you go to step up and step out to make any changes. So why does this happen? You see, your subconscious mind seeks safety and predictability. It does not like change, even if that means holding you back. It operates based on the paradigm that has been programmed into you over time, starting through the DNA at the point of conception, and mainly through your upbringing, your past experiences, and even the people around you. This is why willpower alone isn't enough to break free from self-sabotage. You've got to shift the paradigm itself. Now, there are three paradigm set points that control pretty much all of our lives. The first one is the comfort paradigm, or the comfort zone. And I want to share this first, and to be clear here, far too often people are told, simply walk away from relationships that challenge them. Everyone says, oh, you got to run away. Don't take that. Walk away from them. But when walking away becomes the default, they spend their lives running instead of uncovering the patterns that are keeping them stuck. Now, I'm not saying that anybody should stay in a truly toxic or abusive situation, but the reality is that most relationships, whether personal or professional, they can be improved with awareness, effort, and a willingness to change. Growth doesn't always mean leaving. Sometimes it means learning how to break old cycles and then showing up just that little bit differently. You see, your mind has an inbuilt resistance to change, often keeping you stuck in jobs, habits, and even relationships that feel familiar, but they might not be serving your highest potential. Your subconscious mind, it whispers to you, it's better the devil you know than the devil you don't, keeping you stuck in the same situations. But to grow requires discomfort. And many situations, especially relationships, can improve when you recognize and shift the patterns that are keeping you stuck. It takes awareness. It takes looking at it from different points of view, shifting your perception, so to speak, instead of defaulting to the escaping. Think, really think and ask, is this truly unworkable? Or am I avoiding the discomfort of change? When I started really honestly answering that question, at first it was, oh, it's always unworkable and it was always them. But I was avoiding discomfort. I was avoiding doing the work on changing. Now, reprogramming your subconscious mind means embracing discomfort as a signal for growth, not just an alarm to leg it. You will never grow when you stay in your comfort zone. It's not possible. Fear and growth go hand in hand. You got to be willing to get a little bit uncomfortable. So next up, we have the identity paradigm, otherwise known as the self-image. Your self-image controls who you believe you are, and your subconscious, it works tirelessly to keep you aligned with that identity, even when it no longer serves you at all. So if your paradigm says, I'm not good enough with money, or I'll never be fit, or I'll never succeed at whatever, your mind will always find ways to reinforce that belief. It will look for evidence to back that up. The same applies to relationships. If you see yourself as somebody who always attracts the wrong people, isn't lovable, or can't make relationships work, your subconscious will look for the proof to confirm that identity, shaping how you show up and how others respond to you. Your subconscious isn't trying to sabotage you. It's just keeping you in the identity it believes is true. The key is to install a new identity, a new paradigm, one that aligns with the success, the relationships, and the outcomes that you truly want. Instead of saying, this is just how I am, start asking, what identity would suit me best, my best self? How can I show up as my best self today? How would my best self deal with this situation? By upgrading your self-image, you shift your reality, not by forcing change, but by naturally aligning with new behaviors, decisions, and results. Now, last but no means least is the worthiness paradigm. If deep down you believe you don't deserve success, love, or wealth, your subconscious mind will actively work against you. It will distort your perception, block opportunities, and even drive you to self-sabotage, often in ways so subtle you don't even realize that it's happening. You might procrastinate on important tasks, undercharge for your work, or push away relationships that could bring you happiness, all because an unseen internal program is running the show. This is one of the most destructive paradigms because it operates beneath the surface, shaping your choices and reinforcing a cycle of limitation. So that begs the question of, how do you break self-sabotage paradigms? So let me share how to shift your paradigm and break free from self-sabotage. And I would encourage you might want to take out a pen and paper and to write down this simple step-by-step method to reprogram your mind. And I would encourage you to watch this a few times when the replay is up for you to understand and follow each of these steps. So step one is, you can't change what you don't recognize. Most self-sabotage happens on automatic pilot. So start paying attention to how and when you hold yourself back. Do you procrastinate? Do you avoid opportunities? Do you shut down in relationships, refusing to talk? Journaling is a fantastic tool to track patterns and uncover limiting beliefs. It's very, very powerful when you do it, and you do it repeatedly. If you're going to do this exercise as a once-off, don't waste your time. You won't get the value from it. So step two then is, when you become aware of it, is to challenge the paradigm. Once you spot the pattern, question it. Question the belief behind it. Ask yourself, what identity or belief is driving the behavior? Some examples could be, I always attract the wrong people, I'm not disciplined, or I'll never be successful. Then replace it with a new belief that aligns with your best self, who you want to be. I am worthy of healthy and supportive relationships. I am disciplined. I follow through on my goals. I create success through my actions. Then we step three. To change anything, you have to take aligned action. Your subconscious mind will resist at first, but the key is to take small, consistent actions that align with your new paradigm, who you want to be. If you've always believed I'm bad with money, start tracking your spending and saving small amounts. If you've always thought I ruin relationships, practice healthy communication rather than withdrawing and reacting. If you believed I can't be successful, start showing up as the version of you who already is successful. And then lastly, step 4, you have got to reinforce the new paradigm. Every time you act in alignment with your new self-image, you rewire your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is already wired. This is going to help you to rewire it. This is one of the main reasons repetition is so important. If you only do this once or twice, you will not rewire your mind. You will not rewire the neural pathways in your brain. That is called neuroplasticity. Celebrate small wins. Your brain needs evidence that change is real. Use affirmations and visualizations to make your new identity feel more natural to you. The more you practice and see yourself doing what you want to do in your mind's eye, when you go to do it in reality, the easier it will be. Surround yourself with people and environments that support growth. Over time, and I'm emphasizing over time, there is no instant win here. There is no instant change. It takes a bit of work. Over time, these small shifts build on each other and they create a permanent transformation, not by forcing change, but by becoming the person who naturally achieves the success, relationships, and life you truly want. Self-sabotage isn't personal failure. It's just an outdated paradigm trying to keep you in the familiar, trying to keep you in your comfort zone. But once you recognize it, challenge it, and install a new paradigm that supports your goals, you can break free for good. Most people, they never change. They never change because they don't realize their struggles are not personal failures. They're not. It's not a personal failure. They are a conditioned pattern. They are paradigms. But now you know what it is. You know what self-sabotage is, and you know how to change it. And I would really encourage you to watch this a number of times and follow the steps I've showed you. It sounds ridiculously simple, and it is. But that does not mean it's bloody easy. And I can tell you that from experience. It is not easy. But when you start doing it and repeating it and repeating it and repeating it, you start to change. Now, if you have any questions about today's content or any of the content in Map Your Future, you can simply comment below, or you can send me a direct message via LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, or wherever we're connected, or you can email me at abeale, that's ABEALE, at anthonybeale.ie. And if you know somebody that could really do with hearing this material, that could really do with hearing this information, share it with them. Invite them to have a look. Invite them to join the group. I want to get this information out to as many people as possible, because I know the more people that understand how their mind works, the bigger impact we'll all have on society. So I hope you all have a fantastic week. God bless you all, and I will see you back here. Hopefully the microphone will be working properly for me next week, and I won't have to do the call twice. But I'll see you back here next week, where I'm going to talk about the identity shift, becoming the person who has what you want. Have a great week, everybody, and God bless you all. Bye-bye.